3, 2, 1. Pep Talk UK. Pro Beez, delighted to be joined by the new British British heavyweight champion, Craig Richards, in the building. How are you?
Come on. I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you? You good?
Hey, I'm doing well, man. I'm looking for the belt, man. I'm looking for the belt.
The belt. Wait. Let me find that bad boy for you. I've always got that on deck somewhere close by. Got to have that stuff close by, you know. You never know when you might need it.
Guys, smash that like button. Craig Richards in the building, and he's brought out the Lonsdale belt. Wow, fresh, real fresh.
Needed. Fresh.
Wow.
Come on, I told him I was going to bring that back to London.
I saw the picture of you on social media sleeping with the belt, man. Has it really been like that?
Yeah. It's necessary. It's got to be like that. You got to sleep with it. You know, I worked hard for it. I've got to, you know, reap the rewards of it for now.
So look, you've had a little bit of time now, just under a week, to reflect on that glorious night.
Yep.
What can you remember?
You know, everything went to the game plan. Yeah, it was a good night. I went down there, Channel 5. I know they treated me the away fighter, but I still went in there. I never let nothing disrupt me. Got in the ring, boxed. I felt like I boxed okay, boxed good, winning the rounds. Although the commentary was a little bit biased on the rounds, I felt like I was winning the rounds, beating the taller man to the jab, boxing well, dropped him, boxing well again, hurting again, then got the stoppage.
Wow. So you said that you felt like the away fighter. What are some of the things that you kind of encountered that, you know, kind of backs up what you just said?
Like just the things for the week. I felt like he was obviously getting treated as not just champ, but the home fighter. Just little things. Even like when they told us that we have to get picked up to go to the venue. We left it just about not too long before the fight, a couple hours before. Our driver left us. We had to wait another 30-40 minutes, which made our preparation time be smaller. Just little bits and pieces like that. But I was prepared for all of that. So I knew the food wasn't going to be all of that. I heard it was like burger and chips and stuff all week for if we wanted food. So I brought my own stuff, my microwave, my fridge, my pressure cooker, everything, my shopping. And I just didn't rely on them. All my waters myself. I just literally was independent for the weekend, prepared myself well. So all the stuff that would have disrupted me, I didn't allow it. I just stayed focused and, depended on myself to make sure I was prepared right.
All right. So look, you've had just under a week now as a British light heavyweight champion. I mean, picking up such a prestigious belt such as that one on your shoulders. I mean, what does a new champ do? Do you go to the dealership? You know, what do you do? Do you go to Gucci? What do you do, man? What do you do?
Funny, I was just having that conversation actually about the dealership. You know me, I just do me, man. I might want to get something nice, but it's not the materials what drive me, to be honest. So I like obviously getting I wouldn't mind getting like new cars and stuff like that, just because I literally drive an hour every day to train and an hour back. So, but yeah, I'm not really focused on that. Really, I'm just focused on what's the future going to hold in my career. You know, I work hard in that, and eventually, when I look back and it's all said and done, I'll be able to buy whatever I want.
No, you said that you worked hard. You know, I've seen that over the years. You just kept your nut down and just grinded it out. You know, you weren't too much for the cameras and stuff like that in terms of like, you know, trash talking and stuff like that. You just like, look, let me just focus on my job, train, and then pick up rewards later. And you know what? Congratulations to yourself. I've seen it.
Thank you.
So I can say,
thank you, man.
Big up. Charismations also to Sheck and Pitts as well. Good guy. I know you guys had some sort of, it was tense before, but it was just business, right?
Yeah, it's just business for me. Every time it's just business. He was the guy my way. Obviously, I don't think he didn't really obviously give me my credit of previous wins, my style, my power, my experience, and it weren't personal. That's why I was laughing a lot of the times. It was just like, I get this game. You just got to earn your respect of people, and I hope now that I've earned his respect, that everything I said I was about and what I would do, I went and done. So I'm just hoping that he's understood that and he can be another opponent to respect me.
Yo, we're gonna get into the fans' questions, but I would say from you moving up from super middle to light heavy, you become one of the problem childs of the division. You know, I ain't gonna lie. You know, you know, problem child. All right, all right. Let's get to some of these
I'm
questions.
trying to be
Yeah,
the playground bully at the way.
yeah. All right. Okay. So, and the new Shaz has put a comment here, and the new big up from Shaz, Pep Talk Boys, all day, every day. Raw. Okay, you did
Come
South
on.
London proud.
Jeez. I love that.
South London, Crystal Palace, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the team
All right.
between Crystal Palace and Toolstation?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So Ball, Sterling, and Peters. How does Craig rank his performances 1, 2, and 3? What was the better performance for you?
Kind of depends on what you like. Obviously, I know the third one would be Sterling out of the three. The first one, obviously, Ball I blasted out, we've dropped him every round and got him out there within three. So to display punch bound dominance, Ball was probably the most clinical one. But in terms of Shakan's performance, I got to display some boxing, my abilities of my slipping, my defense, jabbing, and also my punch power. I think with that one, because it lasted 9 rounds, I got to show a little bit of everything. Obviously, a lot more to show and more to come, but I believe that I got to show elements of everything, a little bit of everything, really.
A lot of people kind of measured you and Shakan's fight against Chad Sujin. You know, obviously, Peters got the victory over 12 rounds. You had the draw. And some people were saying, well, because of that, that means Shakan's automatically going to win. But, you know, boxing, it doesn't work like that. You match different people up.
To be fair, it's like,
outcomes.
not even just match different people up. You got to understand, look at my career. Like, if I'm not a motivated fighter, I could be flat on the night. I've got to have something worth fighting for. And with Chad, it was like, if I beat him on points, everyone would have been like, yeah, you beat better opposition. If I knocked him out, I knocked out better opposition. So there was no title on the line. I wanted to defend my title. They said no. No title, 8-rounder, nothing to gain. There was no motivation for it. It was about going in to get paid. That's the only thing I could look forward to, just getting paid. So it was like, I went in there to tick the register. I never went in there with no ambitions to go out there, look good, display a performance. There was no point to prove. But when you put me in title fights, like when you put me against Jake Ball for the WBA, or you put me against Shakan for a British, I'll turn up because I'm motivated. And I'm one of them fighters that I'm only going to display what I want to display when I'm motivated. And I kind of sat in lockdown and thought to myself, I'm not allowed the fans to see what I'm about due to sometimes just going in there to take a register. And I said I'll stop doing that. So I wanted to prove myself on my next fight, which happened to be Shakan. So it was kind of like no more flat performances and go and show them what you're about now.
Well, Andrew, all right, guys, smash that like button. The new British light heavyweight champion, Craig Spider Richards in the building.
Come on.
We working.
Jeez, big up South London. We working. Big up South London. Big up London. Big up everyone.
Big up my tier 4ers, you know. All right. Okay, so Nathan says, really good fight. Craig was awesome. Fully deserved. I think 175 is a good division, and domestically, there's a lot of good fighters. Yeah, Yard, Arthur, mate. There's Callum Johnson, Buatsi. It's lit. Straight up and down.
Very good division. Very good division. Yeah, I love the division, to be honest, because there's big fights to be made that I think the public would be interested in. Yeah, massive division.
Mm. I was doing a Q&A with Lyndon Arthur, and he said, you know, he says, yo, it's been watching you for a while right now, now you got a target on your back, being a champ, the infrared's on your back right now. So
100%.
they're coming from all angles now.
They are. I saw within the 24 hours, there was about 6 people called me out in like 24 hours. I said, wow. I said, no one wanted me before, but it made me show that I'm making some progress because I wasn't on anyone's tongue before, but now everyone's calling my name, so I must be getting something right.
100. All right. Okay. Is Craig still sleeping with the belt, or has he found a spot for it on the fireplace next to the Southern and WBA strap? Good question.
I'm still sleeping with it right now. I'm still embracing the moment. I think I'm gonna embrace the moment for probably another week. I'm gonna like enjoy it. As long as I'm off, while I'm having my break, I'm gonna enjoy it because when it's all said and done, I'm back to the drawing board, just focused on onto the next. So onto the next task, onto the next challenge. So now I've learned just embrace every moment of your career, every success, just embrace it before you move on. So while I'm off, this ain't coming off.
So I'm just trying to picture the Christmas table, the dining table. So you got the turkey in the middle, right? You
Come
got the
on.
macaroni cheese on the left, right? You got the rice and peas on the right, and at the front of the turkey, you got the title. How about that?
Come on. I might even put it a bit to the left. I don't know if I put it around the turkey, like strap it around the turkey.
All right. Okay. All right. Brilliant, guys. Guys, smash that like button. Craig Richards in the building. The champ's in the building. All right. Okay. Establish domestic supremacy by taking the likes of Aziz, Burton, Costa, or look to move to European or fringe world level. So, okay, I'll let you answer that question, then I'll follow up.
Sorry, what was the question exactly again?
Okay, so are you going to basically establish domestic supremacy by taking on the likes of Aziz, Burton, Costa, or are you going to look to fight a European or fringe world level as your next steps?
I don't know who Costa is. All the rest of them I know are behind me. I feel like I've already passed everybody you've mentioned. So I believe that there's always someone coming through. I beat that guy, then the next guy behind him I've got to prove, and the next guy behind him I've got to prove. So to me, it's not about these other guys in the domestic division. I think personally, me as a light heavyweight, if you look at all the top tens, I've boxed the most domestic fighters and proved myself the most out of everyone. So I don't believe it's about me proving myself domestically. It's about me doing what's right for my career now, more than my ego. I think I've beat a better opposition than these guys. It was like last week, Shakan was the talk of, is he the best light heavyweight in the country? He was on the top 5 list. I saw him on the list of people in discussions over Aziz's, over Burton's, over these guys. So I've taken out one of the top 5 in the division. So I'm sure I've proven domestically at that level that I'm the top one in domestically now.
Is there any talk of a rematch between you and Shakan?
Nah, there's no point rematching him. To be honest, I was mandatory before him. He snuck in and grabbed my belt quickly. Realistically, he wouldn't have got his hands on it if we fought when we was meant to fight and we was both the mandatories. He would never have got it. So realistically, I'm not entitled to give him a rematch. I knocked him out, so it wasn't split decision by 1 point. I got him out, like dominated the performance and got him out. So I wouldn't see why. It's like I wouldn't have given Jake a rematch for his belt because I knocked him out. So I wouldn't give Shakan, no discredit to him, a rematch for KOing him as well.
So, okay, question from me. Is it a goal of you to kind of win the belt outright, defend it 3 times, and then move forward, or are you looking a lot past that?
It depends on what makes sense. If my team comes back and say, look, I want you to defend the belt outright, 3 fights. We've got 3 guys lined up for you. He'll be managed. He'll be like, then I'll say, all right, fair enough. If they say, listen, we got bigger things ahead for you, European, whatever, or world level or international bout or eliminate a world, eliminate final, eliminate world title, anything like that, I'm happy to get in there. Whatever makes sense, best for money and the best for my career. I don't care who it is. It all just depends on what makes sense financially and career wise.
Because you did mention what is the best for your career. I know you're not a man that just chases money. You know what I mean? So from domestic level all the way to world level is a massive gap. I think everyone knows that. And it's about, you know, planning that career correctly. Definitely.
I just feel like domestically, who was better than Sheck Peters last week? It's like,
is there, yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you got Yard and Arthur. Yeah.
Just was said, you got Yard, Arthur, Boatsy, Johnson, and Shaq. That was the 5 last week. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously, Johnson and Boatsy is obviously pushed on to world level. Then you just got Lyndon and Yard. Obviously, Yard just come off a loss to Lyndon. Lyndon's got 2 straps as well. If they made a Lyndon fight, that would make sense to me because I'd understand it. He's got the Commonwealth, he's got WBA Continental, I got the WBA Continental, and I got the British. So domestically, the only person I could see them thinking would make sense would be someone like Lyndon Arthur. Anybody else has 0 to offer me. Literally nothing. No belts. Like, what other person domestically got anything to offer? Like, I don't want an English title. I don't want a Southern Area title. I'm already world ranked, got the WBA. I've already got the British. What more can anyone offer me?
All right. Just another quick question. Who did you think won that fight between Yard and Arthur? I know you watched the competition. Who do you think won that?
It was a close fight. It was a tight fight. Obviously, I wouldn't have said it was a robbery. I think it was a good fight. I feel like Yard come on strong in the late rounds, but I feel like Arthur took all the early rounds. I think up to 6, maybe exempt, maybe a round or something like that. So it was always Yard in the back end having to get the KO to then get the victory for me. So yeah, it was good. I think that Lyndon just controlled it with his jab, racked his points up, which made Yard have to get the KO to get the decision at that point.
Okay. All right. Who would you say is more tailor-made for you out of those 2 views to fight either one of them? Would you say, you know what, this suits my style? I feel like I'll be totally on top if I fought this fighter.
What in the division?
Well, out of the 2, if Yard or Arthur had a rematch and they won, who would you say is who would you say the 2 fighters is tailor-made for you? Would you say?
I wouldn't say anybody's tailor-made for me. I think I'm a person that you give me an opponent and I will adapt to him and I will have the right game plan for him to win or maybe get him out. I believe that. Obviously, I believe in myself in terms of any opponent. Realistically, I wouldn't say anybody's tailor-made for anyone. I think everyone in the division is good fighters. Top 10, they all bring something special to the table. They've all got their assets. But I just believe as an all-round fighter, I've got a lot more assets than a lot of the fighters. Like, he might have a good jab, he might have a good right hand, he might have this, but I believe that I've got a package. I can bring a lot to the table. So that's why I believe in my skills in terms of I believe that I'm the guy at light heavyweight.
Let's talk about that Amazon Prime package, yeah? The Amazon Prime package.
I'm Prime I'm Prime same day delivery.
All right, guys. What's that like button?
On the British champion.
The British champions in the building. Craig Richards. Okay. So, all right. Mr. KWX Benn, 1966. Boatsy, Yard, Arthur. You will have to beat 2 of the 3 to get ready for world honors. Is that something that you agree with?
Okay, I want that same person to answer this question for me. Does Boatsy have to beat them 2 to be ready for world honors?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, I
Why
think it was,
everyone
yeah.
else can be ready for world honors, but I have to prove myself. Why, if you wouldn't have said any of them three would have to beat the other two to be ready for world honors, but I would have to beat two of them to be ready for world honors. Why?
I think what the viewer is trying to say is that domestically the competition is so high that it's probably best for the fighters that are based over here to kind of battle it out before that big jump to world level. But everybody knows their own abilities. You know, if you look at Callum Johnson, when he put down Batavia, right, and he almost beat him, people weren't talking about the gap then. So
No.
again, you see what I mean? So if you believe in
Well,
yourself, you believe in your abilities.
y'all didn't have a big domestic clash before he went to world level, and everyone said he should win. He didn't have like Lyndon after his first big domestic clash after he had his world title fight, right? But Watsy's biggest domestic clash was Liam Conroy before he's gone off to world level. And so if I had beat Liam Conroy or any of them sort of guys like Spellman, Liam Conroy, that you lot would say, come on, you're now just getting past English level. You've got to prove yourself at British level. When these guys do it, they're ready for world level. Some of them don't even fight them, they're ready for world level. You talk about all the British fighters who's ready to push on. I've beat the best guys on the British domestic scenes on the CV out of all the guys. So obviously my fights sometimes have had hard fights, not looked as good in some of my fights because obviously they're like having proper unbeaten fighters giving it tooth and nail. So I've learned a lot and experience, like my experience has gone up. So other guys who maybe blasted other guys out, blasted this guy out, they've maybe not had such a tough ride to not look like the challenges is hard. So I feel like I get a lot of stick by the public because of that.
All right. Mr. KWX Benn 1966. It says the thing about good British fights, the crowd build-up is great for the experience. But obviously there's no crowd now. So it's just about, I don't know.
Okay, but even stop him on that. Sold out York Hall Higgins, 12-0, 6 KOs after 7 fights. Sold out grudge match, Sterling. 10,000 O2 Arena, Jake Ball. Prince of Palace with Buglioni. 50,000 probably plus in there. I've had experience with crowds in British domestic duff up, so we're not.
You took the Buglioni fight on, was it 5 days notice?
5 days notice. I was super middleweight at the time, and I replaced 5 days. I was in Ireland. I flew back Sunday night, trained 2 days, and done my first 12 round. I was only 10-0 against a guy with 23 wins, 15 KOs. In the Prince of Palace and Sky Sports box office front of 50,000. If that's not experience, Jake Wood 0-2 10,000 sold out York Hall twice in a British Eliminator and in a Southern Area title fight against 2 guys that Higgins, I was a massive underdog in the bookies. Bull, I was a massive underdog in the bookies. Shekan, I was a massive underdog in the bookies. And all 3 times I pulled it out of the bag. These are not experiences. Why do you feel like I've just done my first 10 round last week?
You feel like that was the best ever move? Okay, you didn't get the win against Buglioni after 5 days notice, but you've gone on since then and you've just been a different animal at light heavy. Was that the best ever decision?
Definitely done the world of good for my career. To be able to remember when I boxed Buglioni, I've never even done a 12 rounder before. So to do a 12 rounder with no training camp, 2 days notice at the weight above against the British champion at the time, it was a lot reassuring to know, all right, I come up short on points, that you're able to do 10 rounds, you're able to do 12 rounds. You're in with the biggest punches in the weight division. You're not even built into the weight. You're not even experienced. That for my confidence moving forward, I knew that what sort of minerals I had in me then from that point. So from then, I just need to grow into the weight, have a proper training camp, and obviously correct the things that I didn't do in that fight. And I've built off of that. And you've seen I came back 4 fights at light heavyweight. The first 4 knocked everyone out within 3 rounds. All 4 had winning records. One was a champion. And then obviously I beat Sterling on points. Obviously I put him down though. And then obviously I had the draw, which I wasn't up for. Then I've come for the British title and I've knocked him out as well. So when you look at my knockout percentage at light heavyweight, my percentage isn't as high because of I was going points on super middleweights when early in my career. But all my light heavyweight fights is only Sugden who didn't go down. Everyone's touched canvas and only Sterling made it through to the final bell. I've knocked everyone else out. So the experience after the only fight has done me a whale of good.
You know, funny that you should say that about your knockout percentage increasing. I feel like Callum Smith, who just lost to Canelo, I feel like when he moves to light heavy, he's going to be a different animal also. You know, he's a big lad as well, coming down to super middle. When he gets up to light heavy, I feel like we're going to see him bang out a lot more.
He'll be a big puncher. He'll be very strong. I believe so. I think because he's the same height as me, and I don't know how he was coping to punch at super middleweight because I was losing my punch power. So I don't know how he was even sustaining that much punch power at that weight. So imagine him now, proper rehydrated, fueled, and he's proper weight. I believe that he must be naturally a big puncher. So I think we'll see the best of him at light heavyweight. I would assume.
You know, you're a happy guy these days, man. More ackee and saltfish and a few extra dumplings, man.
Come on.
Just enjoying life right now, you know, like heavy.
I'm living the life. That's what I'm saying. I can eat properly. I train properly. You know, I train very hard. I eat well. I eat loads of food. Obviously, not rubbish food. I eat proper good food. I eat loads of it, and I train hard. And life's a lot. As I say, I'm a lot happier as a person when you're sitting on your salad diet all year round and you're dead. You got no spring in your step. You're not even happy in life.
I see you guys have containers. That time we came to the Matchroom Gym, I saw your containers, man, with Charles Franklin and stuff. I saw your containers. I was like, wow. If you want to really be a top class athlete, these are the sacrifices, man. They're small containers, man. Wow.
Yeah, we have our meal preps. We refuel after training. I prep all my foods prepped for the week. So I have my meal preps in the night. I have a proper dinner. It's just a fine balance. So you gotta eat properly and you gotta live the life of an athlete. Even myself, like outside of now I'm not boxing, I won't be drinking and doing all this madness. I'll maintain a lifestyle. I'll just eat a bit more food, but the portions will be bigger. But I don't go and mash my body up. It's a lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah. I've never, in fairness, to the time that I've known you, I've never seen you blow up in weight and have to come all the way down. You're living an athlete life, just like AJ. You guys, you're athletes, man, and you show that example. You never like blow up.
Yeah. It's a short career, so you don't really want to just spend your time battering your body, living your life as a civilian like everybody else, and then trying to do a sport at this high elite level. You're boxing with athletes, like proper strong guys who are trained. You ain't got no time to be cutting corners. So I believe after you retire and you reach your goals, I believe that there's plenty time for all of that.
All right, man. All right. I know first week of January, man, Craig Richards is gonna hit the dealership once more, man. Test out a new range, man. Right, around the streets of South London.
Come on. Hey, you know I gotta get that. You said I need to get the new whip now.
Yeah. The new Land Rover, the new Range Rover,
Come on, I might have to get
that. All right, big up Mr. H Money Bags. Yes, my guy, from all the way from the States. He's asking, would you like to get your hands on the IBO world title?
Yeah, I'd get my hands on my IBO. I've seen it in history, people that IBO. I've seen, you see Golovkin, Lennox Lewis with it. You see AJ with it. You see like loads of champions over the past always got that green belt around them. I'd get my hands on that. I won't pretend. I know a lot of people be like, oh no, I prefer da. If I had a chance to get my hand on any of the world titles, I'll get my hands wrapped around them and I'll be having it on my belt, my shoulder like this if I had that one too. So yeah, I'd put my hands on that. Obviously, I'd want to get, once I won the IBO, I'd want to like win another world title off of that. But yeah, I'd get my hands on it.
Because Chris Eubank Jr., when he had the IBO world title, you got a lot of stick from other fighters that, oh, it's not a real belt, etc. But you're saying, you know, you wouldn't mind. A strap is a strap.
Yeah, strap's a strap. I believe that. Yeah, it puts you technically as a world champion. It puts you there, and if you boxed another like other world champions will now look at you and think, you know what, I could do with another belt, you know, on my resume, and it can then open doors for you to fight for like the WBAs or supers or WBOs or IBFs or whatever. So I believe it will unlock more doors. It's like when we win our interim belts, like the Continentals or international belts, no one's like, haha, look at your belt. Everyone's happy to have their belt. But that's even bigger than that. And that will open more doors for that. So I don't really turn my nose down at any belts past a certain level. I'm happy to get my hands on whatever is going to open doors and make me more money and better my career. You know?
Come on. Strap season, strap season. There's Errol Spence Jr. says strap season.
Strap season.
Right.
Come on, we got the three of them now, but we need more.
All right. Noda says big up Pep Talk and Big Spider. Come on. Come on. Big up Noda. All right.
Big up, man. Big up.
You got quite a few questions, man. The life of a champ, man. I'm going down the list. I'm like, wow. Question. All right. Let's take it from the top. Wow. Okay. Guys, smash that like button. Pep Talk UK, Craig Richards, the new British light heavyweight champion with the strap on his shoulder. All right, get your questions in. Smash that like button. All right, where do we start? Okay, Liam English. You can win the European whilst winning the British outright. Can you, basically? He's asking the question.
I'm not sure. I'd have to double check that, but I know Joe's just won the European and he's got the British and the Commonwealth right now, hasn't he? So I believe that you must be able to, because, and I think Lawrence did as well. Did Lawrence have the British and the European at the same time, or did he vacate it?
He had yeah, I think he had them at the same time. When he beat Watkins for the Commonwealth, right?
Yeah, for the Commonwealth, and he had the British then at the same time. Then he beat that Ingle fighter for the European.
Yeah, yes.
But
right, yeah.
I'm not sure if he vacated, because I remember obviously Lapore fought for the British, but I'm not sure if he vacated before he boxed that guy and then Lapore fought for it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I know Joe Jersey's got all of them at the moment.
And at some stage, obviously, they'll probably vacate one of them. That's just how it goes, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, then they end up vacating, because I know you're not going to go for your world title and have the British.
All right. Okay. All right. Mr. KWX Benn, 1966. Wow. Okay. Everybody must stay off the drugs. The only reason Yard versus Arthur fight scene is close is because Yard has a name. Watch again the fight. It's very boring. So champion Arthur would keep the belt. Okay, so back to that fight. Okay, obviously it's not involving yourself, but it's still the guys in and around yourself. It was a close fight, isn't it? As we said, it was a close fight. It's a pick and fight. And when it goes the full 12 rounds,
I think the right man got a nod.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I wouldn't, as I said, I wouldn't have said that was a robbery.
All right. Okay. Guys, smash that like button. Right. Grievous, why should Richards fight Yard at this present time? Okay. That's a big fight, though. That's a big fight. Like, okay, I know you got different aspirations potentially, but people will tune in for that. People tune,
yeah, but
you know, there might be
what they're saying is that it doesn't make any sense for my career, does it? Because I know that Yard was a name, but because he's come off of a loss and he hasn't obviously got anything for me to fight for, that wouldn't even you wouldn't even look in the direction for me to fight for him. It wouldn't make sense.
Okay, all right.
You'd want to fight like a guy with a belt, like if I was going to fight any of them, it would obviously have been Lyndon, wouldn't it? Because he's the winner and he's got the belts.
British and the Commonwealth coming together. Yeah. Okay. Nathan, would you have any interest in fighting Bolotniks? Good fighter. He won the MTK Golden Contract Tournament. Yes, good fighter. Beat Jose Burton en route to that.
Yeah, if the money was there and there was opportunity for something good, then yeah, 100%. I watched
Mm.
him throughout the tournament. I thought he was a good fighter from the first uh, fight. I tipped him to win the tournament, to be honest. But I believe that I could beat Richard Bullockins, and I think he's a good fighter, though. But yeah, as I said, if it makes sense for my career, there ain't no one I'll be ducking and diving.
Okay, right. Guys, smash that like button. Craig Richards in the building. We working, baby. We
Come
working.
on.
All right. Okay, Chase Athletics. Richards does all his talking in the ring. Also, Dan Aziz. Okay, Dan Aziz, English champion. Again, are you looking past that, or it's not? It doesn't make sense for you at the moment. I mean, how is it? How
That
does the fight with Dan Aziz?
that doesn't make any sense to me. The fight with Aziz to me right now doesn't make any sense. Only if I was defending the belt outright and he become mandatory is how I would take the fight with Aziz. But in terms of going to fight the English champion, and when I'm the British champion and ranked top 10 in the world and in top 15 in couple governing bodies, that I just don't understand where that would interest me.
Okay, right. This is a good one. H Money again. What do you think about potential fights with Badu Jack or John Pascal? Now that is something that would get you excited. I'm pretty sure
That's a good
because
question.
Badu Jack, two-weight former
100%.
world champion, Pascal as well, former world champion, interim champion WBC, is quite old but can still bang out. We saw that against Marcus Brown.
No, he's actually the WBA regular world champion right now,
WBA
Pascal.
regular, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I think like they're both very hard fights, very good operators, both of them. I think Badly Jack, I used to be like, I used to rate Badly Jack highly. I'd be up at 2 in the morning to watch his fights over in America. I thought he was one of them fighters that he never used to get enough credit. Very underrated fighter. But as I said, anyone for a belt, a world title, throw my name in. But with Badou Jack, I think he's in the WBA rankings, but he's ranked behind me in the world rankings in the WBA. So it's in business sense, him being behind me but being a good fighter, isn't as enticing as fighting someone like Pascal, who's actually the WBA regular champion and ahead of me. Although I know he's a tough cookie, you know me, there's a belt on the line, I'm willing to give it all. I'll be in there like a man possessed.
What was Eddie Hearn? Eddie Hearn, after your victory, did he contact you to say congratulations and let's get working on some future fights?
He might just message me just to say congratulations, well done, good performance, and that was about it. He just messaged me that so far. So we just So we ain't spoken about no potential fights or anything so far. Obviously he was out in America when I was fighting, so we'll see.
Yeah, to be fair, he's probably saying, look, let's give Spider a chance to enjoy his Christmas, which is tomorrow. It's Christmas Eve right now. Wrap your presents, and then come next week.
That's what I didn't like.
Monday,
I felt like I felt like a lot of people was calling me out straight from my victory. They never had a discretion period. Leave me to have a couple of days, a week, and then go on Twitter and then start giving me stick. Don't let me have the night at least.
All right, Jack, we've got a hold on. Jazz, we'd like to thank you for the super chat donation to the channel. Thanks for the support. All right. Okay. You got quite a few questions, man. The life of a champ. All right, guys, smash that like button. Craig Richards in the building. This is for the fans, so get your questions in. The champ's here. Christmas Eve, your chance to talk to Craig Richards. Throw them questions in. All right. Matthew Thompson. Only just tuned in, but what are your thoughts on Saunders? Surely he's a better matchup for Canelo.
Yeah, I think he's stylistically like, I rate Callum Smith highly, but I was a little bit disappointed in his game plan. I noticed from the first round he engaged and was in the pocket. I thought 6'3", 5'8", you can punch and you've got long range. I thought he would try and box him, keep him at distance and hurt him from range. He decided to sit in the pocket from early, where we know that Canelo is a master at being in the pocket, his defense and his movement. the only way that you can beat him is his feet doesn't move that fast. So if you can be quick on your feet with angles like someone like Billy Joe, you're gonna suffer a better chance, I believe. So I think that someone like Billy Joe will definitely have a better chance than Callum Smith in terms of his style.
All right. All right. Audi alias TT Pep Talk Pro B. What's good? Audi, man. I remember them Audi TTs back in the day, man, that we just used to run with. Audi TTs. So solid days, yeah? All right. I see you. I see you. Okay. Let's get these questions into Craig Richards, British champs in the building. For the fans, fire away. Ask them some questions. Don't be shy. All right. It's a different type of question. Stevie MC. Spider, how can you not beat Connor on the hill sprints?
That's a stylish one. Connor, I'd say when we do like 12, I'll win at least. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes Connor will beat me on more. So I'll win like 4 or 5, and then Connor starts pushing it to his last few. But it's never too far off. We have our moments, me and Connor. But he's a good sprinter on the hills. But no, sometimes I win more. I don't know. Me and Connor are like that on the hills. Sometimes I'll win, sometimes he'll win.
All right, Noda, thanks for the donation to the channel. Merry Christmas to you as well. Subscribe to TNN Boxing on YouTube also as well. Big up my guy. Okay. All right, so question for me again, all right? Just going to try and mix this up. The Matchroom Gym, you've had a good year this time because last year it was like someone stepped on spiders, like someone broke some mirrors, and there was a lot of things that went wrong. But this year, Ted Cheeseman done a madness. John Ryder's back in firing. You done a madness. Jim's got to be happy, right?
And Connor Benn as well. And
Connor
Felix
Benn.
Cash. Felix, Connor, Ted, John, and myself. We all came out this year with a bang. Yeah, because we had a horrid 2019, didn't we? John's decision. I didn't feel like my decision was right. I felt like Ted had bad decisions. Like Connor wasn't getting the fights he wanted. We had a dread 2019, and we said, nah.
Do you remember that fight with Chad Sudden, right?
Yeah.
When like both your arms are raised, sort of thing, at the same time, and you raise your hands right after the fight, and each fight obviously does that standard to try and say, I've won the fight. But I just remember your reaction when the MC announced. Craig's like, what?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing or hearing. I was like, huh? Are you joking? I said, no, you know what? I'm gonna let this boxing get me down.
I mean, how did you take that at the time? That was like another setback at the time. How did you take that?
First half an hour, I was really in my changing room, walking around, feeling sorry for myself. And then I had a shower and that, and I said, do you know what? It ain't gonna change. It is what it is. You're still mandatory for the British title. You ain't lost your mandatory position. It could be worse. If you got robbed of a loss, you'd have got a setback in your career. You'd have lost your mandatory for the British. I always try and take the positive out of the negative. So I just kind of thought things could be a lot worse. So don't sit and complain and cry about it. You're not happy with the decision, but it is what it is. Go out there and show out when you get the British title. That's what I went and did.
I suppose that's the same for a lot of people in life. You do go through setbacks. Like this year has been horrid for a lot of people, but just keep your nut down, keep working, and better days surely will lie ahead.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I think that's exactly what I think. And it happened, evidently, the next fight, I went out there and I got my strap.
I can hear the metal. I can hear the metal.
Time, strap season, man down.
Oh, okay. All right. So SC's put the question at me. Okay, I'm not going to answer any of these questions. Otherwise, if I ask questions about fighters, right, I will probably get no interviews. All right. So I'm going to direct this towards Craig. All right. Do you think Sheck and Pitter's chin let him down in the fight against you?
No, I just think my punch power made me win the fight, I guess. He's 6'6". He's a big guy. He's never showed any signs. Well, he has shown signs from deck that he got a little bit troubled. Nothing too major, but I just think I punch very hard, and I think he's yeah. I don't know. Just I can't know. You can't say he's chinny. I don't know. It's just like every time I seem to KO someone, they seem to be chinny after. Like when I KO Jake, it was because he was chinny. When I KO Shaq now, people probably say he's a bit chinny, but he's been 14-0 and never been knocked out or dropped. So I don't know if it's his chin. I just believe that, I don't know.
You got to give the fighters their credit. You got to give the fighters their credit for their wins, because every time someone wins, it's happening a lot in boxing right now. There's always someone to blame for the loser. It's happening a lot. It's happening a lot at the moment. Not just to yourself, but I'm seeing it everywhere.
Someone has to lose. Yeah, everywhere. Someone has to win and someone has to lose. It's the same thing with the yard situation. Oh, he needs to leave Tunde. It's like, but someone had to win and someone had to lose. It's like, it doesn't mean now you got to leave your trainer or, it's just like every time people want to blame someone, it's just like, can't you give credit to Lyndon that he had a good fight? Simple. If nothing went wrong with Yard, just Lyndon won. That's it. Something went right with Lyndon.
All right. Guys, get your questions in. Smash that like button. Craig, how long you got? Are you chilled? How long you got? You got quite a few questions.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go up to the 1 hour mark.
I've got to pick up some Christmas stuff from my mum soon.
All right, we're going to go up for 14. We've got 14 minutes left. So fire them questions away. Smash that subscribe button if you ain't subscribed already. We got Craig Richards here. Your chance to talk to the champ. And he bought the strap.
You're British champion. Not joking. Come on.
Okay.
I do this for all you guys supporting.
All right. We've got another question. Rap star, boxing knowledge, Callum Johnson or Lyndon Arthur? Who's next?
Oh, I've got to fight one of them two next, do you mean?
Yeah, he's saying who's next. Rap star's saying who's next.
Oh, don't know who's next, you know. I'm not sure who's next. But we've got to sit down with the team to find out who they want me to fight next. Well, lucky you ain't my promoter, boy. You ain't easy. I'm joking. They're good fighters, though. They're both good fighters.
Both good. And you think of Callum Johnson as well. Is the power in both hands is certified. No doubt about that. I think he's one of the ones in the light
heavyweight. He don't get spoke about enough, and he's underrated, I think.
Yeah, like a dark horse where, you know, I think when he fought Biglione was the heavy favorite before that fight. And when he caught Biglione and he stopped him, I was like, wow, this guy's, when your punch catches someone, your shots catch someone, and then it's like you're icing them and you've got them shaken up. He's got that type of power, no doubt about it. He's dangerous.
He's got proper power. He's got proper power. There's no question about his power. And I think he's got a good chin as well. Although people say he got knocked out by Batervia, if you look at in the rounds before, he got caught with some big shots and he was trading. We know Batervia was a good fighter. So I think he's quite underrated as a fighter.
Do you know what? I feel like people don't talk about your chin, enough. Because I've seen you take big shots, in fights against Sterling, against Pitters. And you showed that, as well as the punch power that you've got at, 175, you've got a good chin.
Yeah. Cool.
And also as well, you don't get a lot of, marks. Your face don't get marked up that much. Tough skin and tissue as well.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't even have a scratch. Even after the British title fight, I didn't even have one scratch. Not even a red mark. I didn't have nothing. Not even like a red thingy, nothing on my face at all. I come out. My manager was like, we were sitting there watching TV after the fight. back at his, and he was just like, "You wouldn't believe you just had a British title fight. You never got a scratch on you. You're sitting there laughing with energy. You just fought for a British title. You never got a mark on you." I was like, "No, I must just have one of them skins, and I'm built for it, I guess."
Hey man, it's true. You know what Mom said, man. Eat your yams, man. Have your green banana, man. Makes you strong, man. You know.
Come on, you know it is. It does. I was weaned. I was actually, as a baby, I didn't eat potato, so they used to wean me on yam from start.
Yeah, man.
From
I
as a
was laughing
baby.
with Takam. He eats a lot of yam. That's what he says. That gives him the power.
Don't try and use this, guys. Don't try and change your diets. I don't know stiff competition.
All right, guys. All right. Audi alias TT. Craig, did Smith sell you his boxing knowing as a big man he's struggling at the weight? Remember, he was Powder Puff versus Ryder, so must have known he'd get beat up against Canelo. Talk it 100%. Okay, so
You know what? I believe that Smith really believed in his ability in terms of he just probably thought Canelo would be too small. He's naturally a light middleweight. I'll be too big and too strong for him. He's cherry picking. So if I got the opportunity, I'd win. But I always felt like he thought worst case scenario, if I do lose, I'll just say it's because of the weight and go up to 175. I know he had intentions to go up to 175 ages ago because I remember when Yard was fighting Kovalev, I saw Joe Gallagher tweet saying if Yard wins, he can make his first defense against Callum Smith at 175, which showed me they've already fought and talks of moving to 175. Obviously, being world champion at super middleweight still, there's big fights and big opportunities. You wouldn't want to just give up the belt to move up with no other world titles. So I believe that he was always going to just fight until he got beat, then move up. So I wouldn't necessarily say that he sold it. I feel like he rolled the dice and he thought, I can get this job done. But if I can't, worst case, I'll just move up.
And you know what? Come on, give the man some credit. He took on like the #1 pound for pound best in the world. No shame in losing, man. You got a charisma, mate. You got to congratulate someone for taking that challenge. You know, it's a bit harsh. I see some of the comments.
A lot of man could have just went out.
Yeah, this is like the #1 pound for pound. You know, it's like wow, it's mad out there. It's mad.
He's an animal, that guy.
His chin is granite. I've seen him get hit with some big shots, Canelo, and he just keeps walking.
He's nearly got as good a chin as me.
You lot got some solid chins, man. It's the yam diet, 100%.
He's on the Mexican meat one.
That's another podcast, man. All right, okay, guys, get your questions in. We got 7 minutes left with the British light heavyweight champion Craig Richards. Get your questions in. All right, there's a few of them. Okay.
I hope all of you are following my journey too. I hope you're following me on the socials, and I hope you're keeping track. And I hope you'll be supporting me.
All right, guys, smash that like button. Okay, we've answered that question already. Do you think Lyndon Arthur won against Yard? I mean, I think we've answered that question already.
12 times.
All right, I'll put this comment in. John Hugh Richards is up there with the best British light heavyweights, but he's not well known. That will change when he beats one of them. Okay, so again, you talked about doing the best for your career. Do you need to fight some of these other domestics in Britain to increase the notoriety of Craig Spider Richards?
Do you know what? That's what you're saying, yeah. Like my publicity could be bigger. I've got the talent, as he said. Everything he said is right. But as I said to you, I've boxed the most domestic people, but yet I've got a lesser profile than a lot of them. So clearly they say you keep doing the same things, you get the same results. And I've noticed that when you box a British person, you don't get a lot of rankings, you don't get a lot of points for it, even if they're unbeaten. Like I didn't even get a lot of rankings, and my points nearly didn't go up against beating one of the top fives, 14-0, and I knocked him out. So clearly that's probably where I'm going wrong. I probably need to fight maybe someone internationally, maybe different. Like all these other guys went a different route and they got publicity for it. and I'm fighting the traditional hard route, beating British guys, and I'm not getting the publicity. So I'm thinking, obviously, I'm not doing something right. Maybe I need to not fight no more British people and fight other people.
Mm. But obviously, fighting on Channel 5 as well, it opened you up to a big audience that probably would have just tuned in to watch that fight on a Friday night for free. So again, that would increase your profile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think like stuff like this now would increase my profile. Now, Channel 5, grudge match against an unbeaten guy. Yeah, I believe that my profile should have raised a bit.
All right, Dominic Hunnigan, yo, do you have any advice for an amateur at 28, 10, and 29 years old next year?
Yeah, get your experience in the amateurs, win some stuff, and depending on your weight, depends on your age, and depends on your. I mean, depending on your weight, depends on like how much your age comes a factor into it, and how much mileage you got. If you ain't really took a lot of wear and tear and you're still quite fresh, don't worry about it. Just keep grinding out, win some stuff, and then turn over when you're ready. Don't just rush the process.
All right. Okay. Call me Mr. Star. Are you going to do a tour around the ends with the belt, specifically the barbershops?
Come on, you don't see when I won the WBA, I was in every barbershop on the ends, every food shop on the ends.
Okay.
But obviously it's lockdown, tier 4. But eventually, next year, January, if it opens up, I'll be doing a tour of the barbershops. Are you in any barbershops? I'll come to your one.
I'll tell you what, when the restrictions get lifted, hopefully it's real soon, we'll do an interview with Craig Richards in Trap Kitchen, yeah? We'll do that. We'll do that.
Come on.
I think that's near you as well. We'll do that. We'll do that. Trap Kitchen.
I'm on it.
Okay, so guys, we've got 4 minutes left for the British light heavyweight champion, the new champ.
And the
Craig
new
Richards.
British light heavyweight champion.
How does that, you know, how's your sister been? Obviously, she's a big supporter of yours. At every fight, you can hear your sisters, specifically Jodie, right? When her brother's fighting, like she's proper trying to be like that, you know, that source of encouragement for you throughout the fight. Can you hear her when you're in the ring? Usually when there were crowds. Did you hear her when there were crowds? Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I heard her the other day. I heard she was in the building somehow.
Okay. All right, guys. Last couple of questions. Okay. All right. Do you think Conor Benn beats Josh Kelly?
I'm always going to go with my stablemate. But it's a good fight. It's a 50-50 fight. Kind of depends, innit? Josh Kelly's very slick. Conor's very aggressive. I think it's a very good matchup. I'll rate them both.
Okay. Last question. Craig's like one of them horses in a race you don't see, then all of a sudden he comes through and wins. Is that about right?
Jeez,
Stealth, yeah?
I love that. That's right. That is true. I love that. That is probably one of the best. I should have screenshotted that and put it as my next caption on Instagram. Because I feel like a month or two ago, people wasn't going to give me the credit I get now. So obviously, no one was even paying attention to me.
Is that something that drives you in general? Obviously, you know, you're not getting a fair shake, and you're not getting some of the credit.
I fair shake. I definitely haven't had a fair shake in this boxing, but I always believe the cream rises to the top. I remember I heard something someone said a couple of years ago. If you ain't getting the results you want, don't cry about it. Work harder.
100, 100, 100, 100. Just means just grind it out.
Just keep grinding. You'll get it eventually. Just work hard. If you think search yourself, that ain't gonna get you nothing.
You know, one day we might see Craig do one of them Floyd Mayweathers in the ring. You know, you never give me a fair shake. You don't know shit about boxing.
Channel 5 should fire you. George Grove, you don't know shit about boxing. They was giving me zero shake. The commentators, come on, be honest. Do you think I get a fair shake of the commentary?
You know what? I wasn't specifically focused on the commentary. I was just watching, more of what happened in the fight, and I felt it was a good performance. But I see your point that commentary can influence a lot of things, because I've watched fights again because I thought they were close. I thought, oh no, I need to decide who actually won. I need to watch it again. And sometimes when I can't decide rounds, I turn up the commentary a bit more, and that helped me to decide. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, this guy was making
Yeah,
Benn
it
moves.
does. It does with me as well.
I'll give it to this round. You know what I'm saying? Like, some fights are so close like that.
Same.
But I think in general,
you subconsciously always get influenced, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. But again, you did a good job, man, winning that title. And I know you worked real hard, man. Sometimes it's not always about making noise, noise and social media and talking and this and that. Sometimes it's just about grinding and let the work speak for itself.
Someone wanted to help me with my PS stuff before, with my website, with boosting my online stuff and social media, and I was going to start doing it all. Then I said, you know what? The biggest way to put yourself on the map, you just go out and perform and knock someone out. Forget all the other stuff. I'm a boxer in the day before anything. Then you go and let my actions do the talking.
Definitely. And the more belts that you win, the more victories, the more people be checking you out anyway. So it's all relative.
That's what I mean. It comes hand in hand with the success.
100. All right, last question. Ola Obafemi. Great fight, Craig. Had Pettis as the favorite going into that fight. So I was very impressed with the performance and the stoppage. I like to see Pettis move up to cruiserweight.
That's a fair point. I said to him he's in the wrong way already. 6'6". Like, you're taller than Anthony Joshua, but you're a light heavyweight. Does that make sense? I just think, like, he's got a good short upper body, so he looks muscular, but then he's losing everything in his legs. And you need legs to have a foundation.
All right, man. All right, guys, smash that like button. Time has lapsed, We got to go out there, do some last minute Christmas shopping. We'd like to thank the viewers, man. And a lot of love shown to Craig Richards.
For tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks, Pep Talk, as well. Thank you, as always, for showing me love, bringing me on the channel.
100, man. You'd like to thank the new British light heavyweight champion.
Jeez, come on.
You want to hit them with the trademark? We working.
Come on.
Guys, thanks for your time. Pep Talk UK, Spider Riches, Pro Beezy. We out, sure. Have a great Christmas. Thank you.
You as well.
Cheers.
Have a good Christmas.
Cheers. Thank you, guys.